Alright, Pisces, hope you guys are having a good holiday season and have a happy new year as well. This is your January 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, of course, what we have in front of us, the Celtic Cross spread as always, and also pulled the 4 agreements and Muslim Oracle card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off what rolling those astrology guys we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have Venus. So Venus actually will be moving into your sign right around the 2nd of the month, and it'll be there pretty much all of January, so it makes sense to see that pop up for you guys. Alright, we have Capricorn. So of course, as we're moving through the first few weeks of January, we'll be in Capricorn season. In fact, it's just about to start now at the time I'm recording this, and we have 2. So second house energy for you guys is Aries. We have Chiron that's been there for quite some time, and then also the North Node has been there, but the North Node's actually moving toward your sign. I think it'll get there around the 11th or 12th of the month. And second house in general, by the way, points to possession, self-worth, and finances. So keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Knight of Cups, which is actually the court card for your sign, and then challenging that we have the Sun. So yeah, so it could just be saying that you might want to move forward on something right now, and the Sun is a pretty positive card, so for this to be coming up in the challenge position, it could just be saying that the only issue might be that the timing isn't quite right just yet. Alright, in the foundation position, we have the Ace of Cups. So yeah, so to me this says that ultimately you're just feeling inspired. So I feel like that's ultimately why you do want to come forward with this situation, whatever it is. So given that that's the card for your sign, it could be so many different areas of life that it's really impacting. But yeah, definitely looks like you guys are feeling inspired and wanting to come forward with that. Alright, in the past position, we have the Page of Cups. So yeah, so this is just a step below the Knight of Cups, and if we look at it, it usually gives off the energy of something that's a bit rushed, right? If we look at the artwork, you see there's still a fish in a cup, so that makes me think of someone who was just rushing through a process and didn't even think to check the cup to see, okay, is there a fish in there or what's going on, right? So to me, it's just one of those things where I feel like this is saying that whatever the situation revolves around, it seems to be a timing issue currently. Alright, and in the present position, we have the 9 of Wands. So yeah, so it could just be saying that you might be feeling a little bit impatient, right? Because whatever the situation is, I feel like this is something that you've been trying to get off the ground for a while now. And again, like I said, it feels like every time you might try to, it seems like there might be obstacles with it. Alright, in the near future position, we have the 10 of Swords. So yeah, so this could just be saying that ultimately you might actually abandon the idea of getting this thing off the ground, at least for the short term. So again, like I said, this looks like something you've been trying to accomplish for a while, and it looks like at least for the short term, you're just going to let go of the thought of even being able to make it happen at this time. All right, in the position of your influence in the situation, we have the 9 of Swords. So yeah, again, like I said, I feel like this is something that you've given a lot of thought to, right? And you could just be feeling like, for whatever reason, you keep running up against these obstacles when you're trying to actually get it off the ground. And like I said, I just keep getting the message it seems to be timing related. All right, speaking of timing, in the environment position, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is actually the major arcana card that represents Jupiter, and Jupiter's been retrograde in Gemini, so these are 2 Gemini energies here. Jupiter's been retrograde in Gemini for quite some time, and it still will be in January as well. But in February, it's finally going to start the direct motion, and I feel like this is ultimately saying that, yeah, it's not a matter that this thing isn't going to happen, but it could just be saying that as we get closer to Jupiter resuming forward motion, right, that would be a better time for you to see progress with this thing. So I feel like this is saying it's not something that you need to abandon. It's just more of, you know, you might just need a little bit more patience before you could really make this thing happen. Right? In the hopes or fears position, we have the Page of Wands. So yeah, so for a lot of you, this is probably a hope, right? You're probably hoping that you can get this thing done, right? Finally make it happen. And again, I see that ultimately it will, but it's just not the right time just yet. Right, and in the outcome position, we have the King of Pentacles. So this is actually a Taurus energy here. So yeah, to me, I actually look at this as indicative of an overall timeline, which to me says that this month you might not be feeling too much progress. Given that this is Jupiter energy, I feel like this is the same, but by the time we get to February, you already start to see that seems to be turning in your favor. And then I feel like this is saying that by the time we get to Taurus season, you'll be feeling like you really got exactly where you wanted to go. So might sound like a long ways away in the moment, but I feel like this is just saying that over the next few months you'll continue to see forward momentum build in the situation. All right, and the bottom of the deck we have the Empress. So I feel like this could be a twofold thing. For some of you, this could just be saying that maybe you were in this energy in the past, and because of that, you might have grown impatient, and that's why you're trying to force things currently. And then for others of you, could just be saying that this is the energy you're called to embrace, right? Instead of trying to force it right now, if you make the attempt and it seems like the timing just isn't right, I feel like this is just saying that would be a good time to take this as a sign to sit back and try to go with the flow for a bit. All right, from the Four Agreements deck, we have Don't Make Assumptions, and it says Assume Nothing. Right? It says in any kind of relationship, we can make the assumption that others know what we think, and we don't have to say what we want. We assume they're going to do what we want because they know us so well. If they don't do what we want, we feel hurt and think, how could you do that? You should know. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, right? Because maybe that's where this issue might have been taking place for some of you in the past, right? Where, like I said, maybe, so this to me would align more with those of you where I said if you were already in the Empress energy for a really long time, and now because of that you're trying to overcompensate and be more proactive, could just be saying that could have been causing an issue for you in the past, right? Where you're just waiting for something to kind of fall in your lap and it wasn't playing out, and now you're almost rebounding in the opposite direction, which could also cause issues just in a different way. All right. And from the Wisdom of the Oracle, we have a leg up. Here's the artwork, and the number is 34. Okay, essential meanings says receiving help, delegating authority, interdependence. The Oracle's message: you've come to a point where going it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. Help comes to you in all areas of your life where you need a boost. The trick is to accept that aid so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles happen. Now is such a time. So yeah, when I talked about interdependence, right, where you can rely on others, they can rely on you. Again, like I said, maybe that was the issue in the past, or maybe you were just operating too much out of one energy, right? Maybe being, for example, super dependent, and then now trying to flip to the other side of being super independent. Could just be saying that the key would be to find that balance between those two energies. All right, the relationship message says relationships that are healthy thrive on interdependence. It's important to recognize that you need others as much as they need you. You must allow people to support you just as you were there for them. This is a time to be vulnerable, to speak up about your needs, and to ask for them to be fulfilled. Trust, you'll be met with kindness and love. Don't expect others to read your mind, though. Ask, and it is given. So yeah, definitely a supportive message there as well, and to me that seems to align a little bit with this message from the other deck as well, so hopefully that resonated. And the prosperity message says now is the perfect time to seek advice from a mentor or business advisor who has been where you want to go to help you get there too. If you do, you will receive very good counsel that will aid in your prosperity. It may also be the case that your endeavors have grown and you are in a position where you just can't do it all yourself anymore. Time to bring on those that can give you a leg up. Trusted help is available and it will indeed appear. Delegate authority to others so you can take steps toward your big dream. The perfect people will arrive at the perfect time, so long as you step forward with just a mustard seed of faith. So that's a whole other interesting angle there too, because maybe that's ultimately what this is pointing to for some of you, right? Where that sun could be coming up in the challenge as far as saying that maybe that's the thing, you're lacking the energy, right? And then that could be where all of this starts to unravel, where, because you lack the energy to do it all yourself, you start to hit into a bit of a spiral there. So if that's the case, hopefully that message resonated with you as well, as far as, trying to delegate authority when it comes to all that. But yeah, we'll wrap up there. Hopefully you guys, again, are having a good holiday season and have a happy new year, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.